Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the RaceRoom VIP Invitational, hashtag Race From Home. My name is Actrollvision and I am joined by Lewis McGlade. How you doing, Lewis?
Yeah, pretty good. It's going to be an exciting race. Of course, we've got plenty of excellent drivers out there to give us our entertainment across the day. Should be some good fun.
Absolutely. We have got people from YouTube. We have got, of course, people from VLN. We've got a BTCC driver as well. GT4 Germany drivers, Porsche Carrera Cup drivers as well. GT Masters as well. A DMV BMW Challenge driver and a WTCR, or a few WTCR drivers. So lots of talent on show today. There's going to be lots of races within races, Lewis. But could you tell us a little bit about the old format?
Yeah, of course. We're going to qualifying soon. Qualifying will be private qualifying, so they'll all have their laps to do, but they'll do it in their own little environment, which will be very handy for them. But then we get into the races. First one, sprint race, 3 laps, should be pretty manic. Then we go to the main race, the feature, a 7-lap race around here. It's going to take quite a while, about an hour. Going to be interesting to see who can keep it on the road the longest in that one. But I think we're going to have, like you say, some battles in battles across that race. Who's going to come out on top? I have absolutely no idea. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I think that there's a few clues as to who might come out on top, with someone like Tim Heinemann being on the grid. But we've got some of the drivers here for you. We've got some of the very best YouTubers. We've got British Gantry, we've got Jaroslav Honzik, of course. We've got Giardier, we've got George Ortner as well. We've got Mike Chanel here, Rene Butler. So there's the battle of the YouTubers. Then we've got some VLN drivers, battle of the Christians. We've got Christian A. France, and then we've got Christian Bracker, and then we've got the age-old battle of Luke Vankmuller and Nicholas Koch. Who's going to come out on top of those two?
No, we'll wait and see. Of course, 35 drivers here. Lots of, like you said, there are some that are towards the top end of sim racing, maybe some that are sort of venturing into it for the first time on an invitational time. But well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, unfortunately to our German viewers, we do have an issue with some stream keys business here, but we've got Robert here to explain to you exactly what is going on.
Ja, einmal kurz eine kurze Nachricht an alle deutschen Zuschauer, die jetzt wahrscheinlich den englischen Kommentar hören werden. Da gab es leider ein kleines technisches Problem, aber der deutsche Stream, der ist live bei uns auf dem RaceRoom Twitch-Kanal, beziehungsweise bei YouTube bei der RRVGT. Also wer sich jetzt wundert, wieso die meiste Zeit englischer Kommentar hier aus den Ohren kommt. Ja, nicht aus den Ohren kommt, aber in die Ohren reingeht, eher gesagt. Einfach rüber zur RVGT oder den englischen Stream verfolgen. Viel Spaß und also a lot of, I hope you have a lot of fun here on the English stream, Lewis and Luke. Hope it will be a great race.
I could not agree with you more with everything you just said there.
Exactly.
May not understand any of it. Yeah, but I completely agree. Top, spot on. So yes, like Lewis was saying, we're in practice session right now, but they do have a qualifying session where they're out on their own. So it gives them a chance to really get acquainted with the track. Nordschleife being probably the biggest challenge within sim racing. Would you agree, Lewis?
It's certainly one of them. I mean, like the thing is a lot of the drivers in sim racing, myself included, have done a lot of laps around. So I've not raced the circuit very many times. I've raced it once and it went poorly. But a lot of drivers have done a lot of laps in it, particularly when this build of the circuit came out. Of course, this one is a laser scanned build of the circuit, which is accessible.
That's a lot of lasers.
It's a lot of lasers, a lot of lasers. But when it first came out, everyone just drove around it day in, day out. And so a lot of people have done a lot of laps here. Whether that many people have actually raced the circuit is a very, very different sort of aspect. But it is a massive challenge. It's a track that really bites.
Yeah, for sure. Like there's a race within a race here. So you kind of got to go at your own pace and make sure that you don't die at any point during the lap, because that is not ideal hitting any of these barriers here. But yeah, of course, you've got to keep an eye on everyone around you as well, because you want to be racing, you want to be overtaking, you want to be at the head of the field. So yeah, it's a very, very tough test for these drivers, for something that's just a nice special event for you guys at home to watch. Of course, what's going on in the world right now is pretty damn horrendous, but we're all in this together. So, you know, if we can provide a little smile on your face over the next hour and a bit, maybe, then that is all we can offer. So, yeah, it's all good. But some of the names here, who do you feel is going to be the favourite to come out on top of all of these drivers?
Well, obviously it comes between some of the more favourites. There's one, Tim Heinemann. Some of the more like common names across RaceRoom. So the likes of Tim Heinemann, Jaroslav Honzik, Georg Ortner is another one. Can't rule him out. May not race quite as much as some of the other ones. There he is. But has put in a lot of laps, of course. Works a little bit on the RaceRoom side. I think met him a couple of times. Good lad. Very, very quick. Certainly not one that can rule out. As much as his racecraft, in a sense of he doesn't really do it that much on RaceRoom. Does more of the community stuff. Should be pretty strong here among the likes of Tim Heinemann, Jaroslav Honzik, and that like.
Yeah, I think Jimmy's going to be a dark horse as well. Jimmy's done a lot of laps around the Nordschleife on multiple games. I wonder whether that might hurt him. The fact that he is kind of a jack of all trades, if you like, across loads of multiple different sim racing games, of course, physics being different. But yeah, he's definitely going to be up there in and amongst it. Going to be interesting to see the real life drivers. There's Rene Butler there. He actually lives right next to the Nordschleife and races around here. So very strange for him to go off the track there. Maybe he's got a contract to do lawn mowing here today to make sure that the track is maintained. But he's in the BMW. He's going to be someone to definitely watch out for, as it is a laser scan circuit, and he's got a lot of experience of actually going around it in his own race car.
Yeah, it's you were saying about Jimmy Broadbent being jack of all trades, being in a lot of. There's Kevin Chacon, WTCR racer, of course, raced in GP3 back in the day as well. Plenty of experience himself. But yeah, with Jimmy Broadbent, like you say, jack of all trades, does a few different games and stuff. This is actually where this track is great, in the sense of it's laser scanned in this. It's also laser scanned elsewhere. We're not going to advertise this, don't worry. But what it means is, if you've driven it somewhere, it's exactly the same circuit. Of course, grip's going to be a little bit different and how the physics work, but at the same time, if you know where a bump is, it's going to be in the same place because it's laser scanned. And so having that is very handy. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, we've got a live camera here. You can see RaceRoom there on point with their marketing. Look at the t-shirts. Look at it all. Branding everywhere.
Is that? I'm assuming that's in the RaceRoom cafe, actually at the Nürburgring. It looks like it anyway. It is indeed. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Thanks, Rob. Been in there. Nice place.
Looks pretty damn cool. Looks really, really cool. Maybe I'll get to go there one day. Maybe I'm important enough to go there one day. Back to the action on circuit then. We're on board with Mario. Of course, that was the camera, was him on the rig there at the, as you said, Lewis, the cafe. Hopefully he'll not be going and ordering any food or any drinks today while the race is happening, because he'll be going in the right direction and not out of the race. Mikhail then, next up on track here. You can see he's in a BMW as well. BMW being quite the most popular car as I've seen so far.
Yeah, of course, all the cars are ever so slightly different. We saw yesterday in the ADAC GT Masters Esports Championship qualifier, the grid was BMWs. Thankfully, we come here and everyone's decided it's a good idea to try something a little bit different and pick some other cars. But it is pretty natural that there will be one car that you kind of aim yourself towards. Maybe a Bentley's not really one of them.
I'd love to see someone pick the Bentley. That would be incredible.
Hey, you got one there.
Have we? Oh, yes. Mike Chanel is my new favourite here, of course. That is ace. Well, we don't want to be seeing that in the race there, Mike, but yeah, you are definitely my favourite here. And I don't know if I've got any power to try and help you win this race, but if I do, I'm going to bloody well try.
Unfortunately, it's not like the Hunger Games. You can't like drop some sort of care package to them with some extra brake horsepower and new turbo or something. It's not quite how it works.
Ironically, it is exactly like the Hunger Games, but the Nordschleife. It is going to be survival. Survival at its finest for sure. Practice just about coming to an end here, then, ladies and gentlemen, and then we do head into the qualifying session. Yeah, this is going to be super, super interesting. They're only going to get one lap in, aren't they, for their qualifying times? But it's going to be good.
It is a 20-minute session. I don't recall as to how it works because they'll have to leave the pit lane. This is where Rob will talk in my ear and I'll try and speak as to how it works. But I'm pretty sure. Do you have to do the full out lap? No, we don't have to do the full out lap for that.
Right, okay, so they might get two. They probably get two then. They probably get two opportunities at this then, which is good, of course. We want to see them get their best lap times in. But qualifying is for show, and of course the race is for dough. It'd be really cool if people like Jaroslav, if people like Tim Heinemann decided upon themselves to start from the back. That would be really incredible. Of course, this is only an exhibition event here. We're only here to have a bit of fun, put a smile on people's faces, ultimately. So let's see whether any of those do indeed decide to do that. Here we go, though. Qualifying is about to begin, and you can see that Jaroslav is the first one on circuit.
Yeah, it's going to be straight out. Oh, no, Tim Heineman's decided that I'm going to be the first one to set a lap time. Thank you very much. So he's going to come to the timing beam and begin his lap, his run down towards turn 1. Of course, this version, I bet we run the short layout, basically the GP loop, and then we take to the green.
Is there such a thing? Is there really such a thing at Nordschleife as a short version?
No, I mean the GP, on the GP side, short for the Mercedes Arena section. This is going to be a quality lap. I mean, we know how good Tim Heineman is in RaceRoom. Certainly one of the best.
He's the villain. He's the pantomime villain of sim racing.
Exactly.
Yeah. People are going to be out for his blood today. That's for sure.
He
maybe not blood.
He
maybe
raced for my team before it was cool.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Same here. Now it's all about talking about these fast people because I cannot definitely keep up there. Xavier Sanchez then. Next up, he's in the Porsche. That's yeah, good old Heike 360. You may see him on YouTube or Twitch. And yeah, he's gone for the Porsche. So already we've seen 3 different cars here. So it's good that we're gonna have more than one manufacturer. Of course, with the sim racers, they all tend to find the quirks in the OP cars in classes. But with having all of these, let's say there's some casuals, there's some proper top-end sim racers within RaceRoom, and then of course the real racing drivers. We should see a nice mix.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's nice to see all these different cars. There's a Callaway, Jimmy Broadbent behind the wheel of that one. Of course, probably sim racing's arguably biggest celebrity at the moment. Got over 400,000 subscribers on YouTube, and God knows what on Twitch. Taking part in all these kind of events at the moment. Yeah, well, I think the thing is with him, like he's in the rhythm of sort of doing all these races at the moment. He's like, well, you know, I've done one, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one. He's getting in the rhythm of just lobbing a car around a circuit on short notice. But I'm sure he'll do good. He's done well, picking the car number as well. 69.
That's impressive. Nice.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, of course it's the number 69. You just got to respect that. You've just got to respect it. Next up then is Jake Hill.
Jake Hill.
Oh, and he's gone for
BTCC race winner.
Yes, absolutely. Looking forward to seeing how well he does here. And who do you think out of the real racing drivers is going to be the most well equipped here? I think Dan Camish is going to be one of them.
I was going to say Dan Camish. Like Dan Camish has been like across motorsport. Obviously takes part in the British Touring Car Championship at the moment. Porsche Carrera, a Cup GB winner twice in that championship. Has, I think it's somewhere across 3 seasons. I think he's got somewhere nearly 30 victories across 3 seasons. Bearing in mind the season is only 16 races. That's an impressive ratio to have in that. Picking a Porsche here and taking it for a spin.
Well, he's giving the fans what they want. Love to see that. Absolute spectacle.
I think we jinxed him by saying he's probably the favourite of the real racing drivers.
Well, I'm glad you were talking there because I was literally about to say his lines look great. It looks like he's maximising his speed on the exits corners and then he goes and spins it. So, yeah.
That's the thing as well. This kind of depends on how you count Tim Heineman as a real racing driver because he takes part in the GT4 Championship.
Absolutely.
So he technically counts as a real driver. I still think of him as a sim racer, me personally. But you know, he is a real racing driver at the moment. So you know, there we go. We've got our list of entries. You can see also to the right of that where they come from, be it YouTube or whatever series. Plenty of drivers from across motorsport. I think some of the WTCR drivers as well might give it a good run for their money, you know.
Well, you got to think, even if they haven't put much time into a sim rig, like they are racing drivers. Like again, it's the only esport where you have a direct link to, you know, their real counterpart. So they're going to have race pedigree. It's just whether they can, you know, nail the physics. It's like getting into a new car effectively. You know, for these drivers, especially when WTCR and stuff, that they're not really going to be used to driving GT cars. Although Dan Camish will have that little bit of experience with it as well. Now we're on with Langeveld in the BMW as well. So BMW definitely the most chosen car for sure. But again, long old qualifying laps here, so it's so easy to invalidate it, not have a lap time at all. So you just got to be really, really careful. And you know, Lewis, what are you thinking here? Maybe take 5 seconds off your lap time, just get a lap time in.
Get a lap time in, yeah. If you want track position, it's going to be crucial around here. Niels Langeveld, by the way, he's got a bit of sim racing experience. He took part in the WTCR Esports Championship last year. Did a few runs. I think he got as high as Division 2. He was definitely in 3 and 4 because we had those. He did Division 1 at Macau. Wow, there you go. good lad. So he's got some decent experience in sim races. He might actually be quite quick over the real racing drivers. Be curious to see when they cross the times, what kind of times they're doing. But you're absolutely right. I think just take a couple of seconds, especially if you're kind of like new to this. Just take a couple of seconds off your time. Brake 10 meters earlier into every corner. I see Honzik's bailed from his lap and decided I'll give it another go. And just make sure you get a lap on the board. It's so crucial. That's why we've got a 20-minute session, so that if you've made a mistake, you can escape. You've got a little bit of time to sort of get back in the car and stick some times in.
Yeah, for sure. It's yeah, one of those. Make sure that you do indeed go and find all of these drivers on Twitter, on Facebook, and go follow them. I can't promise that you're going to be followed and unfollowed by the Coronel brothers constantly. You know, on the old social medias, these drivers aren't doing that. But yeah, go and give them a follow. Go and give them your support for this season. Of course, they are giving up their time to give us a bit of entertainment. That's a big to get them back involved.
Well, Heineman's setting in some pretty good times at the moment. He's down the back end of the circuit in that third and final sector. We're watching Steinhaus as well. We're obviously massively appreciative to all the people that have given up their free time to come and take part. Of course, a lot of people are still, despite the way the world at the moment, still very, very busy. And so we're massively appreciative to all those professionals and stuff that have come along to give us a good show. And I'm sure a good show we're going to get. Of course, just a bit of a reminder, once this session's done, we're going to go to a 3-lap sprint race. And then after that, a 7-lap main race. I'm sure we'll get some great racing across that. There is your timetable for the day. That main race probably going to take about an hour. I'm just in Tim Heineman getting a little bit sideways as well, as he's pushing obviously very, very hard in a very pretty Hello Kitty car.
Yeah, he just doesn't. There's no off button for this guy. There's no off button for any of these guys. So they are going to be pushing to the absolute limit, but especially Tim Heineman. I would love to see him drive from the back. That would be incredible, because obviously he's got the most pedigree within this game in terms of how good he is. But again,
he's definitely not doing that.
Yeah, he's definitely not doing that. There's no off button with this guy, as I've stated here, and he'll be looking to try and take all of the spoils. There's another driver coming across the rain. That's Gaming Dave Gaming. He is in the AMG as well. So we've got some AMGs, we've got some BMWs, we've got one Bentley, Mike Chanel. I wonder if we can check out how Mike's getting on, because again, that's got to be the street favourite. There he is, Mike Chanel there.
18 seconds. I was going to say 18 seconds off at the moment.
Yeah, but being in the Bentley, you get given 20 seconds by the rules and regulations of the championship. Yep. Well,
I mean, Heineman, just as a reference to that 80 seconds, Heineman across the second sector has done a 4:21.0, so 4:40 is not so strong. Heineman's about to complete his lap, by the way. I mean, the thing is, around here, we're just doing it for a bit of fun. If you're 20 seconds off, it doesn't really matter. When I raced here, I did it in an AMG, kept a guy behind just because I had a car that was a monster in a straight line. So, you know, car choice is key. Across the line, a 756.583, or 576 up there.
Tim Heineman may be the quickest right now on circuit, but is he the real winner here? I don't know. I think Mike Chanel already is the real winner. Picking the big boy. You've got to respect it. You've got to respect it there.
Yeah,
Wyrish then is second quickest as it stands. Got Matteo now driving around here. Has Matteo put a time in yet? No, it doesn't look like he has.
No, not yet.
We've got 10 times in right now, and the difference is about 18.5 seconds as it stands. And, well, Heineman's got a 3.8-second advantage over everybody else in qualifying here, but they're now all going to get their proper flying laps in. So all of these drivers here who've actually got a lap time in, that's half the battle, really. Now they can just push the limits. If they make a mistake, they make a mistake. They're on the grid. That's all that matters.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, that's always how I used to do it in qualifying. Was that you put a time in, you know, like your 95% time, and then you go, right, well now I've got the time in it, I might as well just push. Also, if you've got a delta and you kind of like know where you've lost time, you can like use that as sort of something to like give you that little bit of extra. Because whilst it's green, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna push a bit harder, I'm gonna push harder, and then you get to Galgenkopf, and then you run it into the barrier, and then lose all the time. It's fine. Bridge to Gantry on screen at the moment, flinging it around. He's got a bit of experience on the old Nordschleife, hasn't he?
He's doing pretty damn well here. Looks pretty tidy as well. Jimmy Broadbent then. He's currently in P14. So a little rundown of the drivers in their cars. Then we've got Tim Heineman, who's gone for the AMG. We've got Wyrish, who is in the, I believe, Chevrolet. I can't quite see that clearly there, but if we It's in the Corvette, so if we could go on board with these drivers in the order they have qualified right now, that'd be great. And then we could have a proper look at each and every one in their car. There's Nicholas then. He is gone for the Corvette as well. Next up then, the fourth driver here then is Luki. He is in from Germany. Next up there's Matteo. Matteo is in from Italy, and he is driving in the Porsche as well. Another Porsche. This is Marvin Otterbach, and yeah, he's in P6 right now. He's German as well, so he's going to have just the experience of being a German here, Lewis.
Do you think that gives you a little bit of time? There is that thing of you know, you go to your home Grand Prix, it's a few tenths, isn't it? But you know, around here, I don't think it's quite the way. I think it's just experience on the circuit. I'd love to have seen Jack Keithley. Obviously not invited. It's fine. He's not a VIP. Of course, Williams Esports driver, one of the fastest drivers around this circuit. He would have given Heinemann a run for his money. But maybe Germans, you know, they've got a bit of extra oomph around this circuit. By the way,
top four already. Top four already is covered by the German national.
Germans, yeah. Well, I mean, Gary Gortney, you could argue is a little bit. Oh, okay, sorry, no, it's Carioli in fifth. I saw an Italian flag, and I was like, oh no, it's not.
No, he's down in P8 right now,
yeah,
which is the best type of number. Yeah, again, it's just getting that time in. Will Tregurtha then, P7 as it stands. He is in the AMG as well. So 4 cars being chosen here, we've seen, which is good. Great to see all the different manufacturers being represented. And it turns out that all 5 have been chosen. So 5 cars. And there's the big boy, Mike Chanel, currently in P24, but again, he's
34 seconds down.
Yeah, but he's stolen the hearts of the fans. That's what the main thing is here. Don't worry about where you come. And also, maybe he wants to be at the front if it's turned upside down. That's how we're going to look at it.
Yeah, well, you know, why not? I mean, the thing is, it's we're all here for a bit of fun. I'm sure we're going to get a nice, enjoyable race. Max Hacklander, currently on board with, flinging it around the central part of the circuit. Done an okay first sector. It's all about hanging on all the way through the middle. Currently in 10th position, around about 10 seconds off Tim Heinemann's time. But you know, you gain a second or two here. It puts you up a few positions. You know. A large circuit like this, of course, there's plenty of time on the table for these drivers. I have noticed Tim Heinemann, by the way, started another lap, so he's not happy with the 7:56.576 that currently puts him nearly 4 seconds clear of the rest of the field.
He's ridiculous. He's relentless, and that's why he's so successful, though. You know, ultimately, you know, there are people that would be happy with that time and go, yeah, that's cool, but he's never happy. Always striving to get those extra hundreds, those extra tenths of a second, and you know, again, that's why he's right at the top of his game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you don't win championships by going, oh yeah, I've done this and now I'm going to cruise. You win championships and stuff by absolutely pushing to the limit. Tim Heinemann, sometimes his downfall has been not so much. Going back to Jan Lachey, of course, WTCR driver himself. Has he won a race? Hold on. Ooh, he's had 3 seasons in the WTCC and WTCR. He's had 1 win, 3 wins total. 1 win in his first season, 12 podiums across 80 starts. So done a pretty good job over his career. No, it's
not bad at all. That's better than the kick in the nuts, that is for sure. Tim Heinemann then is probably the quickest, the first right out of the game. As other YouTubers, it's Jaroslav Honzik. But then we've got Weirich, who is from VLN, up into P3. So that's a really good lap time by him to be in that position there. So yeah, you've got to respect it.
Well, of course, VLN does give him a bit of an advantage around the circuit. That's for sure. He's done his fair few laps on this circuit. It's not really too much of a surprise to see Jaroslav Honzik towards the top end. Of course, I'm pretty sure he'd be comfortable with second position. The thing is, with the sim races, is as much as it's a thing of putting in a lap, the thing where they will come to the fore is on consistency and stuff, because they can knock in lap after lap after lap at the same kind of pace. Whereas the people that are more newer to sim racing, in the sense, of course, we might have a few on the grid that haven't really done too much. The consistency is the bit where we're going to struggle. For those of you, by the way, who are watching your first RaceRoom event, that timer at the top, when it finishes, that is the session over. We move straight on. You don't get to finish your laps. You've got to make sure your timing and qualifying is pretty much spot on. Dave Gaming on screen at the moment, currently down in 30th position, yet to set a lap time. But yeah, when that session's done, we move straight into the race. There is no break. No rest for the wicked here.
As it stands, then it is Pro Gamer P1, it is then YouTuber in P2. Then we've got 2 VLN drivers in P3 and in P4. Oh no, we don't have that actually here, do we? Yes, Nicholas is. Yeah, of course, no, I am right. So 2 VLNs then. Next up, then we have got ourselves a GT4 driver. So the first of the GT4s then in P5. So we've got a nice mix of different disciplines at the top end of this grid, which is quite a surprise really to me. I didn't think we were going to see as many of the real drivers at the top end, but this is quite a pleasant surprise, Lewis.
Yeah, I know. Jimmy Broadbent's letting us sim races down at the moment. Obviously, way down the order. That's terrible. As is Dan Camish from our early prediction. What's he doing down in 25th?
Yeah, but he did have that spin, so this is this lap he's on now.
Did he complete that lap?
I guess so, because he's got a lap time in. So
he's currently being beaten by fellow BTCC racer Jake Hill.
He's going to be fuming.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the battle within a battle, if you like.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, Jake Hill has just had a bit of a crash there. He's been in BTCC since 2013. Has had a victory last year at Knockhill. Also had that podium in that monstrously crazy race at the start of the year. Of course, Dan Camish finished that season in second, in air quotes. Was actually third when you do count back, because obviously he and Andy Jordan finished on the exact same points. But realistically, Dan Camish probably should have won that championship. It was only a brake failure in the final race that cost him the title to Colin Turkington, who I'm disappointed is not here because I'm a big Colin Turkington fan. Shame on you.
British Touring Cars is where the fire was lit for me to love racing, so yeah. It's awesome to be able to commentate on these drivers here. But yeah, Jake right now, although he did just show us how not to go around the Nordschleife with the AMG, he was definitely missing a few body parts there. Very expensive scrapped car, but he is up ahead of his fellow BTCC driver as it stands. And again, like, they will love to be right at the front end of the grid, but they genuinely will want to just beat the people from their own discipline first, right?
Oh yeah, you recognise the name, you have to beat it. That's the rule. That's the rule of racing. You saw the times there from Vyrick as well, looking pretty good. Gail Gortner goes up into third position. Nice time. Technically a sim racer, up in third. Vyrick's doing a good job at the moment, not too far off. Of course, we currently have free access across all RaceRoom content. For those of you wanting to take part in RaceRoom, want to chuck a few laps in, you can do it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You should go get yourselves involved. And my hot tip recommendation, go try out the WTCR 2019. Those cars are absolutely incredible. And if you're feeling really fruity, go and take them around Macau, because that is in the game as well. And that is a combination to not shake a stick at, for sure. That is a ridiculous combination, but it's a lot of fun. If you've got loads of friends as well with PC gaming, it is free for this weekend. So go get yourselves involved. Free. Everyone loves free stuff.
Exactly, and there is a lot of content in RaceRoom. I mean, Macau is an interesting one to throw them as like a first. Hey, you want to get into sim racing? Try Macau in these really tricky cars. But I am with you. For those of you that are moderately experienced in racing, Macau is an excellent circuit. It's one that I have never completed a lap of without smashing into a barrier at high speed.
But you can learn the track easily, can't you? Because if you go too fast for a corner, you can't go off into a runoff area. You just hit the barrier.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're still able to get round the right. Just turn damage off, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Just turn damage off. Wall ride. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, just wall ride around like how you used to get credits on Gran Turismo back in the day, back in the 90s. Oh man, those were the days.
I used to do that in Gran Turismo too. Chrysler PT Cruiser got to it was an oval. Just take it around on the wall, mate. Easy peasy.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That is exactly how you do it. So yeah, just to confirm, it is a standing start, ladies and gentlemen. There is no rolling start here today. So as soon as this is over, we're just into the last minute here, we will be off and ready to roll. Thank you to everyone who's watching. It's on my Twitch channel, as you can, if you're in the chat there, hello. I'm just commentating today, so all of the production and stuff is being done by Robert. So yeah, just we're just going to be commentating, have a lot of fun and just enjoying ourselves. But hello to everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on the YouTube as well. Obviously, the people listening to the German stream, they won't be able to hear me, so pointless talking. But I'm Actrollvision. or Luke Crane, and I'm joined by Lewis McGlade. And Lewis is also a sim racing commentator. He's bloody good at what he does. So yeah, let's make people smile, Lewis.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm pretty sure this race is going to make us smile. This is coming down to the final couple of seconds with Virex to cross the line and set a time. But it is looking like a pretty good one. We watched him a little bit through that final sector. What's he going to do?
He's flashing his lights. Love it. Oh, he didn't get it. He didn't get it.
Did
Oh, he did. He did. Yes, he did.
He got to second.
Oh, what a time.
Lap. He knew it was good. That's why I was flashing his lights. Cheeky.
Yeah, he's just slapped it on the table for the old gamers and put himself up into P2. You love to see it. You love to see it.
Nice lap.
Oh, incredible stuff.
He's got a lot of work to do, though, to beat Tim Heineman. There's a reminder that you've got free access. You can drive all the cars, all the tracks currently on offer in RaceRoom. Just got to download it on Steam. Free to download, of course, and you can keep it for free. But the free access to everything, considering how everything is in the world, is a very nice treat for everyone.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I love this game. It's great. We run events in this every Monday night as well with the DTMs at WTCR. So if you want to come and get involved in that, you can come and get involved in that as well. But there's all of our drivers then from all sorts of disciplines. We've got some YouTubers, we've got some VLN drivers, BTCC, GT Asia as well represented, GT4 Germany, Porsche Carrera Cup, GT Masters, and DMV BMW Challenge with a sprinkling of WTCR drivers as well. But we're just about ready to go here, Lewis, for our first race, sprint race, 3 laps of the Nordschleife here on RaceRoom. And on pole position is Tim Heineman. Here we go, there's the 5 red lights. As we head down in towards turn number 1, we're about to go green here then for our race from home event here on RaceRoom. And we are green here, and it's a pretty good start by Tim Heineman. His first phase is superb already across the track there to try and cover off as many drivers as possible down in towards turn number 1. And is he going to be leading as they come out of there? And again, you said it's going to be an easy win for Tim Heineman, but he can only win if he has 4 wheels on his car. And there's no mistakes. Oh, there's big carnage in the background here. Huge carnage in the background here. And there's 5, 6, 7 wide, Lewis. What's going on?
It's absolutely manic back there. I couldn't tell you which car's which out of this lot. Absolutely monstrous. Dan Cammish involved, that our man. Unfortunately taken out of the first corner there. Currently, though, Tim Heineman leading. Jaroslav Honzik had a great start. Got by Virex on that start on the run down towards turn 1. Now currently in second position is Virex looking down the inside, a bit of contact.
Oh yeah, there's huge contact there, a little run wide, and you can see the Yaroslav still. Oh no, Yaroslav's now down into P3 here. So yeah, not quite the first lap he was hoping for, the first part of the lap here. But Tim Heineman does indeed. Oh, there's a big spin there. That is not ideal. That's Rene Butler as well. And I don't know, maybe he just wants to do the burnouts for the fans already here. Of course, he does live just down the road. We're on board here with Jimmy Broadbent then, who's down in P22 currently, in behind that big boy Bentley. Of course, Mike Chanel just coming across the fences. There's a BMW up the inside here as well. And I think they're going to get the move done. Yes, they are. So Jimmy there getting caught behind the Bentley. Oh, Jimmer's gone very down the brakes. What's happened there? Jimmer has ended up off the circuit there. There he is. He's back. Ooh. And yeah, he's over the curbs there. Curbs not ideal. That is for sure. As we come up in towards the old circuit now, we're onto the Nordschleife as it stands. But what a crazy start we've had here.
Yeah, Dave Lomas was off the road in the foreground of that as we were recatching with Jimmy Broadbent. Niels Langerveld was the car that got down the inside that BMW, who then I think also passed another one. Did Niels Langerveld? Might not have done in the end. Either way, on board with Jimmy Broadbent at the moment, flicking it through the first section, the first time on the green hell of 3.
Well, Jardier's down to 18th, by the way. So Jardier battling for second position is now down to 18th. So it's been a big contact there with somebody. So we actually will see Jardier probably come through the pack here. But look at this then. The Yaroslav already trying to make a move here. And he finds himself in behind Sandberg. Can he get the move done? Not quite close enough. So we come over the crest here. But I got the brakes nice and early. It's downhill. But you can see that it's coming off nicely there. That mobile livery on that AMG. And well, we could see I don't think we're going to see a race win here from Yaroslav, but we may see some fireworks from the man from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, see if anyone could lob it down the inside of Arenberg. I wouldn't rule that too far out for Jaroslav Honzik to maybe think of a sneaky lunch. Oh, has he got one already? No, it's just someone dropping back. There's Dave Gaming looking dropping back behind.
Oh, too wide behind there. The Porsche there going off circuit, and actually gives an opportunity here then for the BMW to come through. Looks like we have got someone out of the race. That's Jimmy. So Jimmy is out of this race there. Not an ideal start for him. But talk about Tim Heinemann then. He's got a very good start out in P1 currently, but he made a mistake into turn 1, and he actually left the door wide open for P2 and P3, but managed to cover it off, and now he's got himself a nice 2-second lead. And with Yaroslav not actually being able to battle for that position, I'm not too sure what's happened to him there. He is, of course, now able to drive away here. We're on board then with Nicholas Steinhaus, and he's currently in P4. He's got that AMG right up in behind him of Tregurtha. Tregurtha trying to find that gap then. AMG, of course, quite a wide car. Look at this, even further back down here. Then we've got Dave Gaming, who actually has now relinquished Yaroslav Honzik. So Honzik now has moved up a position here. He's now up into P17. We're on board then again with Dave Gaming. Dave Gaming's now got to try and hold Otterback behind him. He's currently in P20 as they are on lap number 1. But, the cars haven't dispersed quite as yet. There's a lot of battling happening here, Lewis.
Yeah, we're going to see battles all the way through this race, I think, because especially considering we've got Honzik now to watch coming up. Some drivers have gained. We'll together down the inside for P4. Oh, that was almost a bit of a boff.
Shall we say opportunistic? That was very opportunistic there. It didn't quite work out, but fair play to him. Obviously, the brake pressure, you do not want to be hitting 100% of these cars around a bumpy circuit like this, but he had enough in the locker to be able to back out of that move there, but he put himself under a lot of pressure now by Mr. George Ortner, so he's just in behind here.
Yeah, Ortner just having a sneaky. I'm quite surprised he didn't have a look down the inside of Bagpuck, which ran up towards the moot curve. He might fancy himself up towards the top end. Mikael Askana, of course, WTCR driver at the moment, directly behind Koch.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it's not ideal. You don't want Koch directly behind him, that's for sure. But we've got Mikael Troyas then trying to make this move here. And again, it's one of those circuits that's so narrow. So if you're looking to make a move on someone, you've got to get it done. You've got to have a lot of conviction. Otherwise, you wouldn't be put under pressure for people behind you. It's one of those circuits where if you get a move wrong, you're going to lose 2 or 3 positions.
Oh, I think Tregurtha and Steinhaus were swapping positions there. I think Steinhaus is dropping back on the order a bit, like just on a time sheet. So don't fret too much if you see him drop behind Tregurtha as they head through the carousel for the very first time. You're absolutely right, though. When it comes to a circuit like this, when it comes to a move, you need to do it. You need to sign, seal, and deliver, and just get on with it. You can't sort of like go, oh, well, leave it down the inside maybe to kind of, no, not fancy it. You know what I mean? You've got to just go for it.
Absolutely.
Mike Chanel dropping back now to 22nd position, the big boy.
He's lost out to Heike here, so Heike now currently up into P21. So Heike, of course, we know is very quick. One of the quickest around in terms of iRacing as well. So he's a phenomenal driver, and obviously he's been some sort of incident on the start of this lap. And Mike Chanel goes off circuit there. And I tell you what, from experience of sim racing, to save that full tilt, that's incredible.
Yeah, the big boy looks a bit understeery.
Yeah, for sure.
Top end. Yaroslav Honzik now on the back of Jan Erlische, trying to get around the outside, inside. He's making quick progress. Oh, the rest of the field, there's someone off in the foreground. Who is that?
Tregurtha.
Oh, from 5th place. I wonder if he's had contact with Steinhaus, with Ortner, or maybe just some of his own volition.
Yeah, it looks like he may have some sort of damage there as well, which is not ideal, and he's going to be able to get it going straight here again. Mike Chanel then's going to make well, he's going to get an overtake done here. Tregurtha has just been sent off ever so slightly by the Bentley. Oh yeah, here's Dan Camish. Dan Camish now involved here, 23rd position. Tregurtha then trying to find a gap here on Mike Chanel. You see the Bentley's holding the inside line, and well, is Tregurtha going to be squeezed out? Well, Chanel did. If he was on his outside, he was going to be squeezed out here, but Chanel is making that Bentley wider than the Bentley actually is. It's ridiculous. Although the Bentley is about, what, 1.5 track width. It's a ridiculous sized car. Mike Chanel there making a little bit of a mistake there, running wide, which is giving Dan Camish the opportunity to go through, and Tregurtha. So yeah, there you go, Lewis. Dan Camish now making his way through the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we're having some various internet connections across, by the way. That's what's happened to Jimmy B. Of course, we've got a second race coming up, so don't worry too much. Naturally, it's the way of the world at the moment. Everyone's sat at home. Everyone's thinking, oh, I'm going to get myself on some RaceRoom whilst we've got a free stuff at the moment. And it's just one of those things at the moment. We're sorting it. Don't panic. Yaroslav Honzik now trying to work his way up the order. We'll just need to keep focused.
Oh, hello,
Great
hello,
race that we're
3
getting
wide,
now.
3
My
wide,
goodness.
potentially 4 wide. Yaroslav Honzik then is coming through the pack here as well. And he's in behind the Frenchman. You can see he's right. Well, look at this exhaust cam. Can't really see too much here, but there we go. There's the, well, look at that. Mercedes, are they sponsoring this event? Christ. But yeah, Jan then is in front of him in 13th position. But yeah, Yaroslav's made up what? 7, 8 positions up on this lap?
Yeah.
What
See, that was so smart as well, because he was like, I can get by Jan Shea here, but I can get by him maybe at T1.
Whoa! Huge move there. This is for P2. And you can see that Wilhelm is just held on there. This is very, very close racing indeed. But they're on to lap number 2. And you can see that it's not really that separated at this point already. It's, you know, the first lap to come in, you expect it to be a little bit more separated than it is. Yaroslav Honzik then round the outside up to P13. And can he make it stick here? He's got the inside line then in towards turn number 2. And he does indeed make that AMG as wide as possible. But now he's under pressure again from the inside.
Yeah, maybe going to try and look down the inside as Jan Shea. Maybe a little bit of contact, runs a little bit wide now out of the Mercedes arena section. It's branded that way for a reason. And I think Yaroslav Honzik's going to try and find a way through the hairpin. Good drive from him at the moment, using his head to get by every single driver he is. That's brave. That might cost him a position. I think it will.
Wow, this is incredible stuff here. Again, very respectful driving. Look at this, so Yaroslav biting back here as well as they come back onto the old circuit. Well, in a minute they come onto the old circuit. Of course, you've got this big long straight to go through first here. Look at this, Yaroslav trying to hang around the outside. And by the looks of things, he's got it done on the Norwegian driver. But now there's pressure from behind again here. And I think that is Langeveld. Langeveld's in behind him as well.
Crazy. It's non-stop here.
This
Everyone's
is fantastic.
desperate to get ahead before we get on to the main part of the Nordschleife. Steinhaus.
Oh, big oof. Big oof. And that's one of the leaders as well. That's Lucci.
Yeah, Lucci, yeah.
Not ideal here. It's going to give opportunities here again for people like Jake, for people like Yaroslav to come back through the pack here. Yaroslav then up into P12. That's the biggest story here. Yaroslav was involved in some lap 1 shenanigans and he was down in P24 and now he is back up into P12. How far can he go here? We know how fast he's going. But again, this is entertainment for you guys. We're all pretty much quarantined at this point. So it's just to put a smile on your faces. There's no prizes on offer. These people are giving up their time to give some entertainment for all of you. So as long as you guys are enjoying it, that's the main thing. Look at this though, proper racing here then between Troyas and Jan as well. So Jan getting involved here in P11. This is a battle for the top 10.
Jake Hill directly is the one in front. Mikael Askenar. These are 2 touring car drivers, of course, probably not met on circuit yet. WTCR versus BTCC. Go on, BTCC. Going toe to toe on the Nordschleife. This is the thing, we don't get to see this in real life, so it's nice to see these lot battling it out here. But as we head up to Schwedenkreuz, I think.
Just give him a little love tap. Just we'll work together here.
We'll bump drum. He's done that a few times as Yaroslav Honzik.
That's experience,
give a
though.
Little push.
As you said, Lewis, that's experience here. He knows where you can make an overtake. He knows where it's likely against maybe a more inexperienced driver to both end up into a barrier. So he's more than anything just pushing them along and then waiting for his opportunity. He obviously knows he's going to be quicker. But I tell you what, this is the drive of the day for me right now. Yaroslav now into P12. He's got to try and gain a couple more positions. And up the top end, you know, these drivers are pretty damn close as well. So I wouldn't rule out a top 5 here for Yaroslav.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's definitely possible. We've got that top 10 reverse grid though coming up for the 7-lap main race. So as long as he gets into the top 10, I'm pretty sure he'll be happy, and it'll be good money in that main race. We've got Rene Butler on the back of Bentley boy, Mike Chanel.
Yeah.
Rene Butler, of course, making his way back up the order. He had some earlier race incidents.
Yeah, he did. He was facing the wrong way, wasn't he, on lap number 1 before we even got onto the old Nordschleife. But he's making his way back through here. Mike Chanel, though, is going to make his Bentley as wide as possible. But now we're on board here with Heike once again in that Porsche. Can he potentially close in on the German in front here? This is for a P15. So we've got Porsche versus BMW as it stands. And yeah, they're relatively close here. But look at this. This is even closer action right now then. Mikael is at the head of this little battle.
Jake Hill.
Sorry, my bad. Unfortunately, we've got Jake Hill just in behind him here, and then we've got the Frenchman Jan, and then Yaroslav Honzik. So a lot of drivers there. So we've got Langeveld as well, the Dutchman. So 5 drivers here, all vying for position. And again, I think Yaroslav, if he plays his cards correctly here, in the right order, he could be looking at potential P5. But right now, he is in a party, and he is the main event.
This is absolutely one of the maddest races. Commentator, it's just non-stop. Despite being in Nordschleife, no one's terrified. No one's fearful to make a move, of course, as we'd expect from some proper motorsport drivers. But yeah, McGlade did get by Jake Hill there, but now another WTCR driver in the form of Jan Erlichay is now directly on the back of him. But he's got two engines. Does Jan in the form of Jaroslav Honzik, pushing him all the way up the hill.
Absolutely.
Whoa,
Big oof. Oh, Langeveld there nearly losing it, and again, just tapping onto the grass there, and that can really, really ruin your races here. But look at this Jaroslav, like, it's all great having a bit of help being pushed from behind, but by Christ, that's going to make you nervous, right?
Oh, absolutely. Notice how all the WTCR drivers, or something anyway, bearing in mind Mika Laskina, Jan Erlichay, and Niels Langeveld, all in the same part of the circuit. We can definitely see some WTCR and WTCR action here.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any punches held back either. Like, if there's an opportunity, they are going to absolutely send it here then. So Yaroslav still in the middle of this as they come through the carousel for the second time of 3 in our sprint race here. Can Yaroslav find a move? Oh, big mistake there by Jake as well. That could yeah, he's going to lose the position here then to Jan, and Yaroslav may be able to get an opportunity for himself. No, he's not. So Jake has indeed improved here. Now it's AMG versus AMG. Jan, though, is free here. He's probably going to extend his lead over this little group. He was definitely being held up.
I think Jaroslav Honzik will make quick work of Jake Hill. No fear on his part to try and make a move. Spying his way down the inside. Maybe he'll use him, stick 2 MGs together and absolutely fly down the Duttinger. Or off in the background, I think Niels Langeveld overcooked the corner. Oh, he did a bit, clipped the wall.
Oh, yeah, he did. And yeah, that's not ideal here. Langeveld was in the heat of that battle there, but it's actually giving Yaroslav a bit of breathing room behind him now, so he can concentrate on just moving forward here. Again, Yaroslav hasn't made up any positions on this lap. He's still in P12. He's playing a very patient drive as it stands. But look at this, Heinemann then. Well, he is off into the distance, but he will start P10. P10, yeah, in the second race, if he does indeed go out and win this race. So that's something to look forward to, see how quickly he goes through the pack here. But look at this then. Honzik trying to find that gap on Jake Hill here. Again, not only is it a very twisty technical circuit, but the bumps are horrendous around here. So you've got to pick your spots. You've got to show conviction. You've got to get it done as early as possible. Although he's showing great constraint there. Christian then trying to make a potential move here, then on the Norwegian driver in front and the Porsche. And yeah, just lost a little bit of time there. But that Porsche looks all over the road here, Lewis.
Yeah, Heiko directly behind as well. We'll try and find a way through should anything happen between these two and move himself up to the 14th position. Oh, that was close.
Oh, I love that. I love it when a commentator... I love it when a commentator can't control the noises they make. That was brilliant, Lewis. Oh, lovely. Side by side here, Yaroslav's got it done, has he? Yes, he has. Yaroslav has got the move done on Jake Hill. But that is side-by-side action between the two Porsches here. Oh, his nose has been completely cut off there. But it's great defensive work. And Heike trying to come through the pack once again. He wants to get up to P14. Again, P10 is the bubble. So right now, Jaroslav Honzik will actually start in pole position for the next race. But he's actually chasing down Jan in P9 as it stands. And there we go. There's Mikkel, who's currently in P8. And he's chasing down Koch in P7. And actually, no, we've just lost someone there because they've now moved up a position. So they've all moved up one spot there. So I'm not sure what happens here. But look at this, though. Jake Hill is not done here. He's doing it for the BTCC crowd. And actually nearly grabs a bit of grass there on the braking point. But I'll tell you what, he looks very composed here. He's all over the circuit trying to find any sort of advantage. And Yaroslav, he's got the move done here. But I tell you what, it's not job done. That's a fact.
I think Steinhaus, who we lost, that's a shame. That's the missing contender in that top 10. The thing is with Honzik, I thought he was going to come under pressure towards the end of the Duttinger, but managed to make it stick and keep ahead. There's Mika Laskina all over the back of Koch, maybe trying to make a move. And the Mercedes really decides best not into T1. I'm sure he'll find an opportunity at some point over the next lap, of course, final lap of the race.
Tough though, they're in exactly the same car, so they've got exactly the same advantages and disadvantages. So, yeah, but this is the best opportunity here, obviously, with I say new GP layout, but it's a newish version, or the newest part of the track. That's where you need to make your moves, really. Of course, the track is nice and flat, no bumps, really, so you can really get up the inside, late on the brakes, and try and potentially make that move here. Dave Gaming then down in P18. Rene Butler, by the way, P16 as it stands. Of course, he was another driver that was right down the back end of the race, lap number 1, turn 3. He was facing the wrong direction. So for him to be up in the P16, it's a great drive for him, but he has got the real life experience of the Nordschleife. He's actually going to be racing with Jimmy in a series this year as well. So Dave as well. Nice, love to see that. And there we go, Heikki making a bit of a mistake there.
Heikki round.
Yeah, not ideal there. So P13 for him, and now he's being chased down. We've also now, well, look at this, Yaroslav. Yaroslav is chasing down Jan here. It's not taking him long to crawl up onto the back here of the Frenchman. Again, now they're in P7, P8? P8 and P9, sorry. So Yaroslav trying to chase him down for that P8 right now, which would make him start third on the grid here. And it would be for us ideal for him to get as far up as possible so he starts as far down for the next race, Lewis, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, obviously, Jake Hill's the man on reverse grid pole. I don't think this time, though, he's going to sit on the back and try and push Jan Ehrlich around. He'll think, no, it's my time to actually get by. I'm here again. Hello. I'm sure you've missed this Mercedes sat on your rear end.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, Jan being a WTCR driver, Yaroslav will want to get this done as soon as possible for bragging rights to show us gamers can indeed perform well. Oh, big mistake there by Yaroslav, and he's flashing his lights to apologise there, or as we like to say in the sim racing world, just to say hello. That's why people flash their lights, just to say hello. Yeah, he's really piling that pressure on, and Jan is holding a pretty good line here. Again, it's pretty easy to defend at the Nordschleife, but to keep the car on a straight line and not into a barrier, that's quite a different task for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, from experience, I had the joy of battling around here with Florian Haase once, and as long as you just keep it on the road and don't crash, you're all right.
Oh man, I'm not a fan. Not a fan of. I hate to say it, guys. I'm not a fan of the Nordschleife at all. It's scary. No, I don't. It is
terrifying. It is terrifying.
But it's yeah, it's horrendous. Like scary. George Ortner currently is in third position as well. So George has done a very good job of getting himself into that podium spot here. But Heineman's still leading the race currently by about 13 seconds then as it stands. We're on board then with Mikhail. He's trying to keep Cock at bay right now in P7. Cock is trying to get up ahead here, which is always nice to see. Always great to have this for your commentary. Luke Vankermuller not being in the session, as we've seen, made the jokes that I had prepared. Not a possibility, unfortunately. But again, we're on board here with Mikhail. He's starting to have a lot of cars close up onto him. Jan and Yaroslav then are coming into fruition here. Let's maybe check it out from Yaroslav's cockpit here. See whether he can indeed close up over the next few corners. Currently down in P9. We've got Dale Lomas here then. Dale Lomas currently down in P18. And he's in behind Gaming Dave, or Dave Gaming. And can he close up here? A lot of Germans in the old race here, and a lot of Germans racing each other, but Tim Heineman being the quickest on his home circuit as it stands here. 2 minutes to go, so the last lap of our sprint race. Then we've, of course, got our feature race. Yaroslav then is in behind Jan. Can he get up into P8 here on this final lap? We've got BMW in front of them as well, Koch, and they've got Mikhail just in front of them as well. Look at this though. Yaroslav is super close. Can he make the move here? Bump drafting again. We've seen Lando and Max do that this week, and it didn't go quite so well. But it looks like Yaroslav's got a little bit more of control over that AMG. Can he potentially get this done though? Again, it's so difficult to make an overtake here at the Nordschleife, but Yaroslav's made it look like a warm knife through some butter at times, but again, he's being held up ever so slightly, and just in front of them again, Koch in that BMW. It's just holding them all up now here, really, which is giving an opportunity here for Mikhail to drive away. So potentially P6 is now going to be out of the equation here for Yaroslav, but I definitely believe 2 positions are in the offering. So can Yaroslav get it done? Look how close it is here. It is a train of cars on this final lap. The time is going to elapse, of course, but don't worry about that. They will get to finish their lap times. Tim Heineman then out in the lead. Boo! We don't want to be seeing that kind of action. It's terrible. Yeah, you go and be good on your own, Tim. Absolutely disgraceful. We're trying to put a spectacle on, and you come here and show that you're really fast. You make me sick.
He is rubbish.
Oh, it makes me sick, Lewis.
Yeah, I think Hodsick's attempt at a top six might be a little bit out of the window, but this man Tim Heinemann has been right on it all afternoon. Unfortunately, setting in some very good lap times and showing us how it should be done. We've had some fun though over the 3 laps. We've got another 7 lapper directly ahead.
Yeah, Tim starts 10th. Like, oh, big oof! Oh dear, Nicholas Cock off circuit then. Grabs the gravel trap, runs off circuit, full 360. And wow, if he's done that on purpose, I salute you, sir. I respect it. It was beautiful, and I'm going to give you a 9.5. But now you're under pressure from, well, in behind Jake Hill. So Jake Hill now looking to potentially get P9. But that's freed up now the opportunity for Yaroslav and Jan to go and chase down Mikel. And Yaroslav still cannot find that move here on the Frenchman. The Frenchman currently in P7. And can Yaroslav find it? Of course, the final part of the circuit is a very quick part of the circuit. And that AMG has got a mighty old engine in there. You see that Yaroslav on the brakes early, and he's going to make the move. Jan makes a mistake. Jan runs wide, and Yaroslav now up into P7. And has he got time to get up into P6? Yeah, I think he has. He's not far away at all here. Mikel then in that BMW with the AMG just in behind through the carousel for the final time of our sprint race here. And Yaroslav is looking very racy indeed. I'll tell you what, Lewis, not only has he been incredible in the overtakes, but he's been so patient.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's been an incredible drive. But look at this man come out of the final corner. He doesn't know what he's doing. He hasn't had to make an overtake.
Let's just pretend that Tim Heinemann isn't in the race. Yeah. Congratulations to him, though. He will be our sprint race winner here at the hashtag #RaceFromHome event here. But look at this, then Mikel trying to keep Yaroslav at bay. Yaroslav in that slipstream as they come along the back straight here. Can Yaroslav get the move done? It is a left-hand kink coming up here, but there, and oh, he's not quite up the inside, not quite close enough here. Is he going to get it done under braking? And that BMW is a big old beast anyway, but he's making it as wide as possible here as they come up towards the final few corners. And is Yaroslav going to be able to get this job done? I don't think he is. Oh, I don't. He's on the power very early here. Yes, he is. He's going to go side by side. Is he not? No, it's not going to be a drag race. I thought, you look at this, it's almost blocking here. Yaroslav, though, doesn't quite get it done. Mikel will take P6. Lewis, what a race that was.
Oh, Langveld got past Jake Hill as well. Jake Hill's in 11th position.
Oh, so he will start 11th.
He will start 11th.
Langeveld's going to be pole.
We're going to have a new qualifying session. Okay, so the reverse grid's out. Never mind. Dan Camish trying to make. We'll explain that in a second. Don't worry. Dan Camish trying to get past fellow Brit Goethe at the moment for that 17th position.
Yeah, come on, Dan. Touring car, take him out. Matt Neal him. Do a Matt Neal. Through the final few corners here.
From your teammate, come on.
Yeah, you can't do it to your teammate. Oh, he is doing it. Oh, so close. Oh, he really did try it. Oh, he did get on the brakes just about enough, though, as we come up towards the final corner. And Chigurtha will hold on to that P17. And oh, Dan Camish got me excited there. I thought he was going to clean him right out.
Indeed. That was pretty tight there. Tim Heinemann, victor of the race. Didn't really see anyone. Unfortunately, though, he's not going to have to start from 10th. There's your boy, Mike Schnell, coming up towards the final complex of the circuit. Going to come across the line in 20th position, provided he doesn't make a horrendous crash. And Lomas behind doesn't pass. But yeah,
for me, he's the real winner. For me, he's the real winner.
Does it give you not only 20 seconds, it give you 20 positions?
It gives you everything. He now owns RaceRoom.
Oh,
that's a fact. Yeah, he now owns RaceRoom for Trues and the Bentley. Fact. Absolute fact.
I think KW will be happy about that.
In second position, though, we did indeed have Wilhelm Wyrick. He is a VLN driver. In third, though, Mr. Ortner. He got third position. What a try from him. And he was like, what, down to P12 at one point at the start of this race. So, yeah, that's a hell of a drive to get up into the podium spots.
You can see a nice engine there on the Callaway there. Adele Lomas coming up towards the final complex. Oh, this is not going to be
shedding.
Definitely got some suspension damage on that one. It must be said.
Yeah, he's done some weight shedding and some downforce shedding.
Exactly. I don't think it
quite worked out.
Yeah, no, it's just giving it more drag.
Yeah. Not ideal there. And that should stay on the side of the car, not Wayland, it should say Whelp. Because that was not ideal. But he's going to finish, that's the main thing. And do it for Dale. Dale Lomas is going to finish in P21.
Indeed, that's the last of our finishes. Now, as we were just trying to say there at the end of the race, so you've been told that we're going to get a server restart, so we're going to get another qualifying session rather than a reverse grid. That's courtesy of various people leaving. Obviously, Just a reminder to you sat at home, there are certain issues about at the moment, and obviously we at RaceRoom are not the only ones suffering from it on the sense of internet, the users and stuff through the roof. I read an article that even Netflix, of all people, I'm sure they've got a pretty big backbone, they were like, yeah, no, for this time at the moment, we're going to downgrade the quality in Europe because it's too much.
Twitch is the same.
So
Twitch is pretty bad at the moment.
YouTube even the other day, I think we could only stream at 480. The actual, it did take it at 720 because it is ready at 720, but you could only watch it at the time in 480. It's to help internet service providers, to help this, that, and the other. It's to help the infrastructure of the games and stuff. Steam recorded its highest number ever only a week or two ago. So obviously everything that's going on at the moment, everyone's sat at home, everyone's stuck indoors. Unprecedented times of user, which is great. At the same time, weren't quite ready for it. I kind of get the feeling, like when a game launches and stuff, and everyone's like, "Oh, these servers are rubbish and it doesn't work." Like that's fair to complain about. At the moment, this is so like you could never have predicted this happening.
No, I don't think anyone could predict something. I'm not going to mention the actual name of it, but we couldn't predict some sort of pandemic that's happening right now. Like, so ultimately, no content. Like this content's better than no content. At the end of the day, it is free for you guys to watch. Not only is that free, but RaceRoom is free for this weekend. All content is available for you guys to drive. So genuinely, I urge you to go give it a go. If you've got a PC, if you've got a controller, wheel, whatever you want to use, go and get yourself involved in some free access. And there's so many cars. There's so many tracks within this game. It is well worth having a go. And for anyone watching from my community, maybe you could set up some servers over the next couple of days for you guys to all experience the best of this game as well. So anyway, thank you for all of you who are watching right now. Anyone got any questions in the chats that we're viewing right now? Let us know. We can get involved while we just reset up a new server. And Lewis, just talk a little bit about yourself then. Where's your experience within sim racing come, and where's your commentary experience?
Sim racing wise, I used to be not terrible as a driver. Now, unfortunately, that's very different. Obviously, yeah, I've raced in RaceRoom a few times. The last time I raced in Nordschleife was in RaceRoom. It was a year and a half ago at this circuit in real life. We did the LAN event. For the WTCR launch event, got a trophy in that. It's sat on my mantelpiece. I hold that
participation trophy.
No, unfortunately not. Basically, I had teammates Jack Keithley, and he was very, very good, and I wasn't.
He's one of the old school as well. He's one of the very first to be known as a top sim racer as well. He's been around for a long time. He's incredible.
Yeah, so I got into the car whilst we were in the lead, and I binned it. But I kept it on the road and got a podium. So that's my experience as a driver. Other than that, not very good. Sort of all just words on the paper, nothing really to write home about. As a commentator, I've commentated since 2012.
Nice.
And I've known Rob for end of 2013, I think.
For your sins. There he is. There he is.
Obviously, me and Rob do a fair amount of commentary, of course. That's the other thing to know about RaceRoom. If you follow us on YouTube, Twitch, wherever, Facebook, of course, you can keep up to date on everything that's going on. We just did the final first part of the ADAC GT Masters qualifier last night. Unfortunately, weren't able to finish it off due to the current issues around the world, of course. Let's say, like the internet and all that like. But we will be finishing it off, and that's. Am I allowed to announce it, Rob? I don't know. I'm assuming. So
it's too late now.
It's too late. Yeah, we're going for it. Can't tease you like that. Next week, next Friday, we'll be finishing off that qualifier. We'll be doing the second race, holding the same points, and basically finding out which 5 drivers are going to join the current 15 qualified for the ADAC GT Masters Esports Championship. Of course, plenty across racing to keep an eye on, to sink your teeth into as a proper sim racing driver. Plenty of leaderboards as well that get you involved in some of the bigger races. And yeah, it's a quality time to be on RaceRoom.
It really is. That is for sure. It certainly is. Got Shrukan here. Are we seeing a change in mind in regards to your opinion of Nordschleife races, at least with a tighter skill level? I've always said that. I've always said that if you have the right skill level, that the potential for racing is going to be incredible here. But for like community level, where people are, the pace is a bit more dispersed across the whole field, then for me it just diminishes the fact of racing. Nordschleife is one of the most historic circuits in the world, that's for sure. That's a fact. But my opinion, I'm allowed to have an opinion. That's a fact as well. I'm allowed to have an opinion. I'm not a fan, but I do like commentating on it. Again, like with the drivers we just had there, Lewis, it was an absolute blast, wasn't it? Lots of action happening. People making mistakes, which is inevitably going to happen at circuits such as this. But yeah, that was a superb first race.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm going to say about you, not so much for the Nordschleife, but say for example, take Macau. I don't particularly like Macau very much as a driver. I like commentating on it. I just don't like driving it in a sense of. For my skill level, I think it's too hard a circuit for me. Like I don't enjoy it because it is so. And I also get lost because most of the corners look kind of the same. Sorry.
How could you get lost? Like there's no exits anywhere.
No, okay. You get to a corner, you think, yes, this is a 90 right into sort of like a left 3. It's not rallying, but you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get there and it's like, no, it's a hairpin. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So it's that kind of stuff. So I kind of get lost in that sense. It's like thinking of to which corner's next. It's a long old lap, Macau, as well.
Yes.
But, I mean, there are plenty of people in sim racing that don't like Monaco, for example. Now, I understand like why Monaco is still on the Formula 1 calendar because it's for, well, the history and stuff behind it. Also, it's because when you have like new people tuning in, they're like, wow, look at how good this is. And then they watch the Indy 500, which in my opinion is a much better race. And they go, yeah, but they're just driving around in circles. And I'm like, oh, I feel sick.
Yeah, man. Like, don't know if many of you know this, but I may have gone to the Indy 500 last year.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, all I've done is bang on about that for the last however many months, nearly 11 months. But yeah, I went to the Indy 500 last year, and I'd never really had much experience with the IndyCar scene. But it's the best thing I've ever done. Like, I will watch it every week now. Like, it's so exciting. It is amazing. The culture behind it as well is ridiculous. And going back to sim racing, this is what we're doing right now. The culture within sim racing's changed as well. Like when I first got involved with sim racing, it was a real toxic environment.
Yeah.
Like it was gatekept from everybody. Like there's like sort of 10, 20 drivers that were good at everything, and they just didn't want anyone else to get involved. Now there's just thousands. There's community level stuff, there's pro level stuff. We're seeing now this being a gateway for real life drivers to come and get involved with the current circumstances. As much as it's not a real fun thing to joke about. We've got to smile about certain things, and there's an opportunity presents itself within sim racing. We've got to try and capitalize on it, and we're seeing that. And we're seeing a lot of the people who've had opposed opinions to sim racing over the past year or so on social media, all of a sudden open their eyes and think, oh, there's not really an alternative right now. May have to give this a go. And they finally give it a go, and they're like, oh, actually, this is pretty bloody good. So yeah, the sim racing it's just completely changing, isn't it? Like the opinions of real world motorsport, like the actual FIAs, all of the actual organizers for the main championships in the world are starting to contact people and go, right, how do we do this? How do we do this online? And it's really good to see, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like you're absolutely right in the sense of how like the community. I've seen it a little bit recently creeping back in, and I hope it does go away completely because like particularly over towards the end of last year as well, when I joined sim racing in 2013 as a driver, it was all very much, well, my sim's better than your sim, and all this rubbish, and it creates such a toxic environment. And it was, to be honest, as a hobby to do, it was not nice. Whereas now, like particularly recently, it's all suddenly become so much more open. Everyone's willing to do everything. Like, so like we've got Jimmy Broadbent doing this kind of stuff in the ADAC GT Masters last night, and throughout the qualifiers for that, we've had the best, some from iRacing, some from R2, like Hani Yovsky and all that lot, and they're all like just going, do you know what? There's a cool thing happening here. I want to take part in it. How do I take part in it? And you go and you just be a part of that community. We're sort of like breaking down those walls in a sense, and we're becoming sim racing as a whole, not just this community and that community. We are just one big group, and I love that because it's such a nice experience. So the main reason why I'm a bit peeved about why the tuning world bonus it, obviously naturally with how things are in the world, we were going to do the LAN event over there again. That is obviously cancelled, but the atmosphere there, so good to sort of go around, meet all these drivers. You have all these drivers that you battle with week in, week out, that are proper rivals, with the exception of maybe Keith and Heinemann, who just don't get along anyway. But for the most part, you're going around shaking hands, being like, oh yeah, cool. Oh, do you remember that time when you punted me off at that corner? you have a bit of a laugh with it, and it's great. It's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Could not agree with you more. Just got my chat saying, oh, there we go, the Indy 500 brag again. I'm never going to stop bragging. Don't care. Do not care. I went there. It was amazing. So yeah, we're headed into the next race. Which is a sprint race where the star of the show was obviously Tim Heinemann with the victory, but I think driver of the day for me was Jaroslav Honzik with that incredible drive through the pack there. And I think Jake Hill, he did really, really well as well from the BTCC. But we've got a 7-lap race coming up for you in the second part of this stream. It's going to be a little bit longer, isn't it, Lewis? But I wonder if a couple of maybe the quicker drivers might decide to start from the back for us.
Yeah,
So yeah, we're just having a couple of issues, ladies and gentlemen, just technical issues. Again, with the current world and all the internet stuff going down, everyone and their brothers trying to use it right now. They're all Netflix and chilling. Trust me, in 9 months' time, there is going to be a lot of this virus babies being born everywhere. It's going to be crazy. But yeah, so with everyone doing that, we're just taking our time just to get this set up correctly. But who are you looking forward to seeing in this race? Longer format, is that going to suit anyone in particular, Lewis?
Do you know one person I think it might hurt? I think it might hurt Tim Heinemann a little bit. I mean, to be fair, if he clears up into that kind of distance, I don't think it's going to hurt him that much. But we know Tim Heinemann's a little bit heavier on his tyres. If Jaroslav Honzik doesn't spin, then we'll see. Although, to be fair, I think there just needs to be a gentleman's agreement. Tim Heinemann, Jaroslav Honzik, all that lot. You got to start from the back.
That'd be amazing.
Or maybe at the end of qualifying, suddenly rug pull, full reverse grid.
Yeah.
But we don't tell anyone until
don't
after
tell
qualifying.
anyone. Don't tell anyone. That would just be great content for everyone involved, I think. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one as well. So it's going to be a little bit longer format here. I don't think we're going to see quite the craziness that we did see into turn 1. In all fairness, it wasn't that bad. If we're going to be like with the amount of different people who've maybe never even attempted to race on this game around this circuit, there wasn't that much crazy. And actually, the main people that were involved in these incidents were people you would assume that were a little bit more adept with the game.
I have commentated on a few real-world racing drivers where they've come in and basically made a meme of it. And, there's just been a monstrous crash. They didn't really care. Think back to the disastrous event of the Vegas E-race, God knows how many years ago, where it was appalling. Whereas this, regardless of how much experience they've got, I think you're absolutely right. I think, to be fair, it wasn't that dirty. It wasn't that stupid. Everyone seemed to go out there and have a good time. It was good to watch.
No pit maneuvers along the ring either. Like that's not to not see one person try and sneak one up the inside and pit maneuver someone by accident. Like that's quite ridiculous, to be fair, on people who've obviously not tried to qualify for this event. This is an invitational only event. I think that was really quite cool. But yeah, people like Jaroslav, of course, one of the most respectful drivers, or most respected as well within the community, really taking his time to pick off his opponents and really kind of gave us a bit of a clinic as to how to get overtakes done at the Nordschleife.
Oh yeah, it was very, very smart, particularly with when he was sat there, with Jan Erlicher decided to sit on the back, thought, oh, I could try and get past Jan here, or maybe if I just sit here, use him as a little bit of a push, we'll go full Daytona 500, and I'll just push him all the way down the back end of the Döttinger, gain a couple of positions myself. I'll pick him off later, but I'll get those two done. It was very, very smart. He obviously dropped back a couple of positions at times and then built himself back up again. But it was a great example as to how, respectfully, he is a lot quicker than a lot of the people that he overtook, right? And that's why he got so many moves done, and that's why he caught back up. And that's fine. But I think a lot of people need to see that, because I think when I'm sure you've taken part in the race before, where there is someone who's a lot quicker than various other people on the field, they come back through the field and they're literally just corner to corner taking people out, left, right. Oh yeah, no, I'll get in here because I'm quicker than you. I'll get how quick. And it's like this is bad to watch. Whereas that from Honzik that's how it should be done. No risk, all the reward.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I thought it was great to watch as well. That's the beauty of this.
Good moves in there.
Yeah, well, that's what we're here for, really, at the end of the day, is to make sure that we've got decent stuff for everyone to watch. And all of that good stuff as well. But yeah, we're not far away from getting this all going soon. 7 laps of the Nordschleife. Going to be pretty damn interesting, I think.
This is where you'll see the various cars they've chosen actually come more into the fore towards the end of the race.
Will anyone change?
Course,
So that's the question, Lewis. Will anyone change?
I don't think they're not allowed to, as far as I'm aware.
Well, with the new server, they will be able to.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point. I know there are some cars that are a bit heavier on tyres than others. I think this is based on last night. The Mercedes was a bit harder on its tyres than, say, for example, the BMW, but obviously that will change. So yeah, track to track, because the BMW is a little bit rubbish in the slow corners, in the slow speed stuff. It's not very good. It's not very good in the slow speed. That's where the Mercedes and the Porsche really picks up. Obviously, with it being a flowing circuit, the BMW does come into its own. That's why we see so many out there. It's a really good circuit for the BM. For me, I would probably take the Mercedes because of the straight line speed. Now, if you get in front of someone and if you have a Mercedes, I remember someone, Florian Haase, when he was trying to overtake me, he was in an Audi, and he could not get by. No, for absolutely nothing. Had absolutely nothing on the straight. Because throughout the rest of the circuit, you can defend quite easily. You can defend literally by just doing what you're doing, and it is almost impossible to overtake. As long as you're hitting every apex and you're getting good runs out of the corners, it is super hard to overtake. Then you get into the Duttinger Hoa, and then you go, yeah, well, I mean, I've got a bigger engine than you, bye. And you just take off into the sunset. And then you just sort of sit. You've just got to be good at dealing with pressure, and that's all the circuit is. It's a massive pressure cooker. And that's why we see various incidents. I remember when I was here in 2018, there was someone driving around in a Ford GT40 in the historic race. Now, I showed a picture to Jimmy Broadbent and a few others, being like, "There's someone driving about in a Ford GT40. That's brave. That's a lot of money that you're basically throwing around the circuit." And then he crashed.
Oh no!
I know. If you type in Nordschleife GT40 crash, it will probably come up. It was,
there's loads of videos. There's people just go there to get video content for YouTube.
I know. Yeah, that's what YouTube corners for, isn't it?
Loads of boy racers just going around a track, just being idiots.
I think it was into Flats Garden, something like that. Basically, just hooks it up wrong. The car goes, yeah, I'm going to go left here, straight into the barrier, and I was like, oh, that's so expensive.
Yeah, that did not go to plan.
No.
That is for sure.
So that's where you've got too much money if you're going to throw a car like that around a circuit like this. If you're going to take it around a circuit, at least take it around a circuit that's got a decent amount of runoff that's not particularly quick.
Yeah, for sure. That's
you know.
This is more of a challenge more than anything than just going out flat out pace. Of course, you've got people like Tim and you've got people like Yaroslav who are experienced with this, and they can just run as sprint races effectively. It's like qualifying lap after qualifying lap after qualifying lap. But yeah, with the difference in ability, it's definitely a tough one for most people, and for me included. That's why I don't like to race.
What's your favourite circuit in the world then, if it's not here?
My favourite track in the world, I guess Indianapolis is up there. Sugo is another one.
Sugo, jeez,
yeah.
That is a track I have not raced in a long time.
Oh man,
wow,
that place gives me feels in the loins. Donington's up there as well. Like they're my favourite tracks. So I guess what's your favourite track?
Oh, I mean, so obviously I base this on previous sim racing experience and fun of racing there. Places like Silverstone, where I made my sim racing debut. I always like Silverstone, even like here's the controversial opinion. I actually prefer modern Silverstone. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm the same. To be fair.
I like old stuff, like with Bridge Corner and stuff like that. But there are some things that modern Silverstone has that I really like. I like Abbey and I like that complex into the loop and all that lot. I like the run through. Magnus Beckett's is awesome. I like Brooklands, because obviously the Brooklands now you've got the run of the Wellington Straight into Brooklands. It's a longer run through there. It makes Brooklands and Luffield a more interesting two-corner combination, where they're a bit more separate on the tighter Brooklands corner previous. I think it's a great circuit to race on. Of course it is in RaceRoom Racing Experience.
Have you seen the current gen Formula 1 cars there?
No.
Oh my god, it's scary.
Oh
Watching,
really?
like the old school like sort of V8s, V10s and all that. Like they were fast, but the new cars, like with how high the downforce is for them, watching them go through like Magnus Beckett's is just you can't put it into words. You genuinely cannot put it into words. It looks like we are nearly ready to come back. Oh, no, we're not. We're nearly there then, Lewis, that we can get this is giving us a rest for our voices more than anything. There's going to be a lot of screaming involved for sure.
It's nice to have a casual conversation. We are getting as close as we can to getting back on circuit. Unfortunately, just the issues at the moment. We're seeing some cars circulating for the first time, which is good. Hopefully we'll get that qualifying session to you and then get the race underway.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, nearly there, ladies and gentlemen. Nearly there. And then we can all be happy and hold hands and skip and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
We've got 20 minutes of practice. Plenty of time. Oh, well, that's
quick. No, that's Tim Heineman, I think.
someone's tried taking Tim Heineman out, and I will not guarantee that I did not give them the money to do that. Yeah. I may or may not have been involved in that incident there. But that's what we're going to need, I think, for Tim not to go ahead and win race number 2. Yeah, it looks like we are going to go to a break here, ladies and gentlemen, for about 10 minutes, I would imagine. So go get yourself some drinks, go get yourself some snacks. We've got a 7-lap race with Nordschleife and our race from home here on the RaceRoom.
Die Ampeln gehen aus, ganz vorne weg. Fahrwerk, die machen nicht zu, ganz im Gegenteil. So außen rum geht er und die hohen Beine. Was ist das für Manöver gewesen? Ich weiß nicht, ob das wirklich gut ist, da reinzustechen. Die verbrannten sich, keiner geht durch. Da kommt T3 Motorsport. Das gibt's nicht, das gibt's nicht, die bremsen sich rein.
KW, für jeden Anspruch das richtige Fahrwerk.
Ready to go.
Is that not going to look silly?
Well, here we go then. Back to it. Taking on to the Nordschleife. Hopefully, everything's all sorted now. Hopefully, the problems are getting fixed. We're in a practice session at the moment. And, oh, it's nice to see some cars circulating.
Well, I've just had someone post in the chat here. I think it's socially acceptable to break out the beers now. Cheers. Yep, I agree. Definitely break out the beers. Have yourself some enjoyment over the next couple of, next hour or so. I guess it'll just be under an hour. But yeah, they're out on track. We're finally seeing some action here. 14 or 15 minutes to go in this session, and they are qualifying. I don't know, again, if we had a gentleman's agreement, I can't see any chats or anything, so I don't know.
No, unfortunately not. No gentleman's agreement thus far. Someone needs to tell Tim Hunt, oh no, you can't qualify it. You've been disqualified. Qualifying. You're not
allowed to race. But yeah, we want you in a race. Yeah, disqualify for a little bit. And then you're not allowed
to turn a lap for the next maybe half an hour. That'd be good if he had to start the race from the back and 30 seconds down.
Probably still win.
Yeah.
So, like he managed to levitate over the cars.
Here's the thing, coming from the back, right? You know how we were discussing Jaroslav Honzik coming through very nicely, very patiently, etc., etc. Tim Heinemann is not that. Tim Heinemann would have been a lot more aggressive about it. And I think though, around a second of this, being that aggressive, it bites you. It really, really bites you.
Yeah, could not agree more. Like it is also like you can. I think if you start from the back, you're already thinking a little bit more reserved than you would be if you're at the front. Because you're just driving at 100% at the front, you've got no one to really worry about. But you're a little bit more reserved, worried about people making mistakes around you. So you're driving within yourself, and you're keeping it a lot safer as well. That's like how I would see it. It was Marcus then. He's from Norway in that Porsche. Again, probably one of the better looking cars on the grid. That livery is really
great
nice.
livery, yeah.
It
does a bit tie-dye.
It does look like a couple of Colombian frogs have been sick all over it, but other than that, it looks amazing.
It's like Hypnotoad from Futurama, mate. That's all it is. It's just a wacky livery. Looks good though. It's fair enough. I think there was a championship I did a long time ago in some touring cars in 2016. There was a couple of drivers that were battling for a championship. Nicky Jakovic and Adrian Holm. And see ya.
Well, Super GT will be proud because that is officially a driver into the Shadow Realm. Right, well, where's he gone?
There he is.
Oh, there he is. See,
not sure what's going on that front, but
and he was never the same again.
They were battling out for the championship, and the thing was, we'll cut away from that for a moment whilst they're figuring it out. Was Nicky Jakovic lost the championship not because he wasn't quick enough, but because everyone on the circuit hated him so much because of the way he drove that they were like, it was old Gandalf, you shall not pass. When Holm came up behind him, they were just like, yeah, carry on, we want you to win the title. And it was a popularity contest, and Holm ended up winning that championship by quite a way. So don't annoy your competitors, yeah?
Politics is the worst in racing.
Certainly is.
At the moment, we've not got that in sim racing currently. I'm sure there is. I'm just ignorant to it. I try and ignore stuff like that. But yeah, I don't want any of that shenanigans here. Again, we're just got a couple of issues, ladies and gentlemen. Again, everybody in the world is trying to use the internet right now, so it's not quite ideal. And what I'm going to just say here, while I'm live on stream, just while we've got it here, I'm going to be doing some open lobbies after this stream, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to do a couple of hours of racing, so if anyone wants to come and join, just let me know in the Discord server, and we'll have some fun.
Nice plug, mate.
Let's put some entertainment on. Well, I wasn't going to do it, to be fair, Lewis, but I figured we needed something to talk about. So, yeah, I'm not going to be streaming it, so it's not a plug for the stream. It's more just to have a bit of fun with it.
Oh, absolutely. This is the thing is, I think, obviously, at the moment in racing, everyone's like, oh, you need to do the league race, you need to race for this prize, you need to race this. I think we're kind of like, we sometimes lose what we're doing. I know for some drivers it can make them a bit demotivated, how everything is constantly like, you've got to race for this championship. You've got to do this. You can't. You're doing it for fun. Who are you? So like, it's nice to have those kind of events. Yeah, across RaceRoom, we've got plenty of people in the community that are running fun events, yourself included, that run these nice, well-run fun events that are just a good laugh. You meet mates. You might meet some new people that are not ridiculously horrible. That's great.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. That's me still. I'm still
yeah.
horrible. Can't help it, guys. It's just the way it is. So the meme of me breaking my chair's back again, and cheers, Lord Ramex. So instead of breaking my chair this time, I've broken the whole race room servers. Yeah, probably my fault, Lord Ramex. Yeah, probably my fault.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely something that's very much in your wheelhouse of ability, which is to just completely break the servers.
Break stuff. Grassy
Did you preempt this by doing it yesterday as well?
No, definitely not my fault. I didn't sit on
okay.
anything. Like it's not. I didn't break anything. Grassy Sonic's a great stream, guys. Love hanging with so many options in sim racing. Well, do you know what we love? We love having positive comments. Even though we're having a couple of issues here, the fact that you've taken the time out of your day to put in a positive comment, that makes me smile. So, you know, in the world of negativity, it's very easy to put negative comments out there. The fact that you've gone out of your way to do that is very appreciated.
Criticism's the easiest thing to do, isn't it? It's just like, oh, this is rubbish. Like, well, you know, if we can float some positivity about, that might be enough to. The thing is, the more you kind of throw about like negativity, it kind of puts a lot of pressure in place that it doesn't need to be. If we're all positive about it, be like, no, it's all good. It'll get sorted at some point, and then
it's free as well.
Then it gets sorted. And yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's free content.
We're watching people take some time out of their day to put on a good event, and you know, it's all about fun, isn't it? At the end of it.
Absolutely. Again, we will be back as soon as we can be for the racing action. Ladies and gentlemen, we are having a few issues as we speak. Let's talk about the first racer, Tim Heinemann. He managed to get the victory, but George Order, or Georg, everyone knows him as George, let's be honest. He's more famous for being called something he's not called than what he is. This man.
I'm gonna drop him in the fire a bit here. I was down at RaceRoom UK last week, I think it was. Yeah, and having a chat with them. They were like, we were chatting, and I was like, oh yeah, with this person. They were like, yeah, well, we work with this, and George, and I was like, I'm just gonna ignore it because I know exactly who you mean.
Yeah, for sure.
Ortner. Let's just go with Ortner.
Yeah, Mr. Ortner.
He
did really well. He got up to a podium.
Himself, didn't he?
Yeah, he got a podium spot. You know, after being down in P12, we have Rene Butler, who obviously had that incident with put him down into P24. He finished in P16 or 15, maybe even 15, I think it was. Jaroslav Honzik from the back, pretty much. He was in P2. Some sort of mistakes happened there. We missed it, unfortunately, but he got himself back up into P7. So yeah, incredible drives from some of these drivers. Jimmer didn't have the best of luck. Yeah, it was a really good race. We saw Jake Hill. He was really fast around here. Made a couple of little errors, but he's all good.
Yeah, I think there was some positive drives on the grid. Unfortunately, Tim Heinemann drove a little bit too good for us. But yeah, there's always one, isn't there, that's out to ruin it by just clearing off into the distance and not caring about anyone else. The worst people.
These things do indeed happen.
Some people are just too good.
Yeah, for sure. Well, imagine having half the talent of someone like Tim Heinemann.
Yeah, I know. I think I've got maybe an 8th.
Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like with the issues we've had with RaceRoom, like the internet issues as well, like we're going to have to unfortunately cancel this event for potentially another date. So maybe we'll come back with something to all of you guys with maybe a different format, some more different cars, all that good stuff. But that gives you guys the opportunity now to go and try all of this content. Every single bit of content is free on this game this weekend, Lewis, isn't it?
Absolutely, every little bit. Chuck in a few laps, go and do some leaderboards, see how quick you are. You can obviously do leaderboards. This is my little tip for going quicker on RaceRoom. Learn up yourself a leaderboard. Find a good driver on it. Say, for example, Tim Heinemann. He might have done a time around a circuit, and then you can click his ghost. You can watch that. You can also turn on the race on. You can see exactly where he was braking. Real good learning for going quicker and quicker. So that's something that you can spend your time doing this weekend whilst we're all on lockdown. But of course, it's been a good run. Unfortunately, not the last little bit. It's been a bit awkward, but it's one of those issues. Our first race was great, and I'm sure you'll be desperate to come back. Not on the Nordschleife.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, we'll all come back. Bring the band back together. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this event. Again, it was free. It was content to put a smile on your faces with what is going on around the world. And, you know, with all of this rubbish stuff happening, we are all in this together. So we need to all just band together, keep the positivity going. And, well, maybe we'll see you next time.